Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Honorable Chairman Senate of Pakistan, Excellencies, Honorable Ministers, distinguished heads of delegations, representatives of international organizations, members from the diplomatic corps, ladies and gentlemen. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah wa barakatuh, and a very good morning. It is indeed a matter of great honor and privilege to welcome Your Excellencies to Islamabad for the 9th Ministerial Conference on Women of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation. Today, we gather not merely as representatives of our member states, but as custodians of a shared vision, a future where every woman is empowered to lead, to innovate, and to shape the progress and prosperity of Muslim world. On behalf of the government and people of Pakistan, I extend our warmest greetings to all distinguished delegations. Pakistan is deeply honored to host this conference and to assume its chair, a responsibility we accept with humility and a firm commitment to serve all 57 member states in a spirit of partnership, inclusivity, and consensus. Excellencies, we meet at a defining moment in our shared journey. Across the OIC, women are transforming economies, advancing scientific progress, strengthening institutions, leading businesses, serving in public offices, and contributing to peace and humanitarian efforts. Their achievements continue to shape stronger families, more resilient communities, and more prosperous nations. Yet, we also recognize that millions of women and girls continue to face barriers that restrict their opportunities and limit their ability to contribute fully to a national development. Our responsibility is not simply to acknowledge these realities, it is to change them. The theme of this conference, socio-economic and political empowerment of women in the OIC countries, challenges and way forward, is therefore both timely and forward-looking. Empowering women is not only a social imperative, it is an economic necessity, a governance priority, and a cornerstone of sustainable development. No nation can fully realize its potential while half of its population is denied equal opportunities to learn, to work, to innovate, and to lead. Across our history, Muslim women have been scholars, educators, entrepreneurs, jurists, and leaders. Today, they continue to break new ground in science, technology, public service, businesses, and academia. Our responsibility is not to define their potential. It is to remove the barriers that prevent it from being realized. The values that guide us today are deeply rooted in our faith. Islam recognized the dignity, rights, and legal identity of women more than 14 centuries ago, reminding us that justice and human dignity are timeless principles. As we embrace a future shaped by technology and innovations, our responsibility is clear to ensure that every woman and every girl has an equal opportunity to learn, to innovate, and to lead. The digital future must be a bridge to inclusion, not a barrier to equality. Excellencies, the Organization of Islamic Cooperation provides a unique platform to translate these aspirations into collective action. Through the OIC Plan of Action for the Advancement of Women and the important work of the Women's Development Organization, we have built a strong framework for cooperation among our member states. By learning from one another, sharing successful experiences, and strengthening institutional partnership, we can accelerate progress while respecting the diversity of our legal systems, cultures, and national priorities. Excellencies, Pakistan does not regard this chair as a position of prestige. We regard it as a responsibility to listen carefully, to build consensus, and to help transform our shared aspirations into practical action that improves the lives of women across the Islamic world. Because the true success of this conference will not be measured by the declarations we adopt, it will be measured by the opportunities we create after we return home. For Pakistan, the empowerment of women is not simply a policy objective, it is a national priority enshrined in our Constitution, inspired by our faith, and essential to our future. Our Constitution guarantees equality, dignity, and equal protection under the law without any discrimination. Guided by these principles and under the leadership of Honorable Prime Minister Mohammad Shehbaz Sharif, Pakistan continues to strengthen its legal, policy, and institutional framework to advance the rights, opportunities, and leadership of women. Through the Ministry of Human Rights, working in close partnership with provincial governments, parliament, judiciary, law enforcement agencies, civil society, and our international partners, we are translating this commitment into meaningful action. Guided by the National Gender Policy Framework Vision 2025 and the Prime Minister's Women Empowerment Package, we are expanding women's leadership, promoting financial inclusion and entrepreneurship, bridging the digital divide, strengthening access to justice, and creating safer, more inclusive workplaces. These efforts are reinforced through landmark legislation, specialized gender-based violence courts, women protection authorities, legal aid and rehabilitation services, dedicated helplines and institutions such as National Commission on the Status of Women and the National Commission for Human Rights. Today, women in Pakistan are serving with distinction as parliamentarians, judges, civil servants, diplomats, entrepreneurs, academics, scientists, and members of our armed forces. Their growing leadership across public and private institutions reflect our conviction that when women are empowered to lead and succeed, families flourish, societies become more resilient, and nations prosper. We also recognize that lasting progress cannot be achieved by women alone. Real and sustainable change requires the active engagement of men and boys as partners in promoting equality, respect, and shared responsibility. Building inclusive societies is a collective endeavor that demands the commitment of every institution and every citizen. Ladies and gentlemen, women's empowerment today extends beyond legal protection. It is about ensuring that every woman has the opportunity to learn, innovate, participate in the economy, access finance, contribute to decision-making, and realize her full potential. At the same time, we cannot overlook the hardships faced by countless women and girls living through conflict, occupation, displacement, and humanitarian crisis. We remember, in particular, the women and girls of Palestine and especially Gaza, whose resilience and courage in the face of immense suffering continue to inspire the conscience of the world. Women living in Afghanistan and illegally occupied Indian Jammu and Kashmir also deserve our attention. Their struggle reminds us that empowerment is not only about opportunity, it is equally about protection, dignity, justice, and hope. Our collective responsibility is to ensure that no woman or girl is left behind because of conflict, poverty, and inequality. Excellencies, artificial intelligence and digital innovation are transforming our societies at an unprecedented pace. If governed wisely, these technologies can expand access to education, healthcare, entrepreneurship, and financial inclusion. If ignored, they risk creating new forms of inequality, discrimination, and exclusion. Our challenge, therefore, is not whether technology will shape the future, it is whether that future will be inclusive. The next generation of Muslim women must not merely participate in digital economy, they must help lead it. And as chair of this ministerial conference, Pakistan will serve every member state with respect, fairness, and openness. We will foster dialogue, build consensus, and strengthen cooperation so that the outcomes of this conference translate into meaningful progress for women across the OIC. Working closely with the OIC General Secretariat, the Women's Development Organization, and all member states, we will promote the exchange of experiences, encourage practical cooperation, and advance our shared commitment to the empowerment of women. The strength of OIC has always been in its unity. While our cultures, legal systems, and socioeconomic realities may differ, we remain united in our commitment to justice, dignity, compassion, and equal opportunity. Distinguished delegates, today we have an opportunity to shape outcomes that can positively impact the lives of nearly 940 million women across the OIC, representing about 49.3% of the total population of OIC countries. Let us use this platform not only to exchange ideas, but to strengthen partnerships, translate our commitments into action, and address the challenges that still remain. The true success of this conference will not be measured solely by the declarations we adopt, but by the progress we achieve together after we return home. Let Islamabad be remembered as the place where our shared resolve was transformed into collective action and where our commitment to the women of Muslim world was renewed. May Allah Almighty guide our deliberations, bless our collective efforts, and grant us the wisdom and resolve to translate today's dialogue into lasting progress for the women of Muslim world. Before I conclude, I wish to express my sincerest appreciation to the OIC General Secretariat, sir, for its continued cooperation and support. I also thank the Honorable Prime Minister of Pakistan, Mohammad Shehbaz Sharif, for his patronage, the Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Foreign Affairs, Senator Muhammad Ishaq Dar, for his tireless efforts, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs team, my wonderful team at Ministry of Human Rights, the event organizer groups, all my honorable guests who are here to support us, and our partners in their invaluable contributions to the successful convening of this conference. I once again welcome you all to Pakistan and wish the 9th OIC Ministerial Conference on Women every success. Thank you very much.